There's nothing more frustrating than feeling like you're barely eating any food, but you still can't lose weight. And if this is you, I hate this for you. I know how much it sucks, but the good news is I know 6 different reasons why this can be happening and how you can make some changes to finally start getting results. So the first reason could be you have a slow metabolism, and I don't mean, oh, you were born with bad genetics. This is for you if you're someone who has a history of extreme crash dieting. You've tried every diet there is known to mankind, and you're constantly starting it and stopping doing extreme measures. What happens when you take these extreme measures is your body completely freaks out. It thinks there's no food around. If you think back to the early days when there actually were shortages of food and you didn't know when you're going to come across your next meal, if you went long periods of time without any food, if your body didn't slow down its metabolism to hang on to what food you did give it, you would starve to death immediately. And while nowadays for most people food is plentiful and you don't have this challenge, doesn't mean your body doesn't still have this self-defense mechanism against that starvation. So when you do these starvations and you do them over and over, your body's going to do everything it can to guard against this. It lowers your maintenance calories. It has tons of negative implications to your hormones. And this is why whenever you do this, you end up feeling extremely hungry, more moody and agitated. Your energy levels just tank and you basically feel like crap. So if you've made this mistake in the past, it's super important to promise yourself you will never do extreme dieting again, but also don't beat yourself up, give yourself some grace and just go, okay, I learned a lesson, let's move forward. And the good news is, even if your metabolism is pretty tanked right now, you can fix this because remember, your maintenance calories is a moving target. Eat less calories, your maintenance calories drops. You eat more calories, your maintenance calories increases. So to get your metabolism to speed back up again, you're gonna go through a process called reverse dieting. This is where you gradually increase your calories over time and allow your body to adapt back up to these higher calories again. And the reason you gradually increase calories rather than jump them straight back up again is because if your metabolism is suppressed, and say for instance you're only maintaining on 1200 calories, but you just jump your calories right up to 2000 right away, your body's gonna gain fat quickly because this is a large calorie surplus for you. But if you take these increases smaller and say every week you add 50, maybe 100 calories to your average daily calories for that week, now your body can keep up with that better. And I'm not saying you won't necessarily gain any weight, you should expect to gain some, but this way you can minimize it and you have to think big picture here and not worry too much about that weight gain because this is gonna be the only way you can possibly put your body back into a position where you can start losing weight again. And you have to give your body time to adapt to these higher calories too. You can't just get them up and then immediately slash them or your body's not gonna respond. So it depends on a lot of various factors, but you wanna spend at least 6 months to possibly even a year on these higher calories to make sure your body's good and adapted. The less time, the less adapted you're gonna be, the longer, the better off you're gonna be, so be patient. Now, before you go through that process, I do have some more good news. I find most people who think they have a trash metabolism actually don't, and there's 5 strategies that I'm gonna talk about coming up now where you can make some changes to what you're doing and you may find you're in a good spot and you can start losing weight, much like my client Elise did when she came to me thinking her metabolism was in a bad spot. And not only was she good, we started dieting right away and she ended up losing almost 50 pounds. So the second thing to check is your activity levels. And I'm not just talking about what do you do in the gym. I'm talking about daily activities like step count and overall movement pattern, because nowadays people just don't take many steps. I see it all the time, averaging not even 1,000 steps a day, which I mean, there's so much convenience around and it's work from home and you really don't have to go do any shopping or anything anymore. So it's easy to be sedentary, but understand the less calories you expend through activity, the less calories you're gonna be able to eat. And I'm telling you, almost everyone I see who has to diet on super low calories are pretty sedentary in their day-by-day lives. The third reason you're on low calories but can't lose weight is probably the biggest culprit, and it's the easiest fix, and that is inaccurate accounting for your intake. Maybe you're not even tracking your calories at all. Maybe you are tracking, but you're having constant cheat days that aren't being accounted for. Maybe you're being really sloppy with eyeballing portion sizes, not measuring any of your food, and just taking lots of extra bites and tastes and things that you're not accounting for. And hey, I'm not saying that you need to be perfect here. If you've been watching my videos for any amount of time, you realize I think perfection is the enemy. But if you are truly stuck on low calories and you don't want to go through that whole reverse diet process, what I want you to do is take the next 2 weeks, and those 2 weeks, you're gonna be perfect. You can do anything for 2 weeks. And what you're gonna do is measure everything you eat on a food scale and get exact measurements. You're not gonna go out to eat. You're gonna have full control over your food. You're not gonna take any bites of anything without accounting for, and you're just gonna be spot on. And this will tell you if you've been really loose with things or if you truly are stuck on low calories. The fourth thing you can do if you're not losing weight on low calories is make sure you're eating enough protein. I've done so many videos on this. I've covered plenty of research showing that more protein leads to more fat loss, especially when calories are equated, but even some where more calories with more protein led to better weight loss than less calories and less protein. So I recommend eating around 1 gram per pound of whatever your goal weight would be. So if you're below that and you get that up, you may find it makes all the difference in the world. The fifth reason you might not be losing weight on low calories is you're actually losing body fat, you're just not losing weight. Understand that weight and body fat are not always the same thing. And at the end of the day, you're not trying to create a number on the scale, you're trying to create a certain look. And one of the best tools there is for fat loss is challenging yourself hard with strength training, and again, fueling yourself with a high protein diet. And what this is gonna do is allow your body to start building more muscle. And muscle has a dramatic impact on the shape of your body. The more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns at rest. So you definitely wanna be utilizing this, but muscle has weight. And I've had plenty of clients who have seen nice changes in body composition without really losing much of even any weight, and even in some cases gaining weight. So make sure you're not only looking at the scale. You wanna make sure you're taking measurements. You wanna pay attention to how your clothes are fitting. And you really wanna make sure you're taking progress pictures from the front, from the side, from the back, because remember, you can lose body fat from anywhere and you have no control of where that body fat's gonna come from. Okay, so let's just say you've done all those other methods and you're still on low calories, you still can't seem to lose any body fat. Does that mean you have to start your reverse diet? Maybe, but not yet. Try this thing first. Especially if you haven't been doing this, I want you to take a 2-week diet break. You're gonna bring your calories up between about 300 and 500 calories per day, and you're gonna back off any cardio you've been doing by about half. And what this does is it gives your body a break. And what this can do is get your body to let down its guard against fat loss. So what you do is go through that 2-week period, go back on those low calories again, and see. And sometimes that will be enough to get things moving. But if after that you still can't lose, then yes, it's time to start the reverse diet. It's the only way you're gonna get there. And I'm sure you're worried about gaining weight during this process. But there are some things you can do to avoid weight gain. So to find out how to do this, make sure you check out this top video next, and I'll see you in that other video.